Hi. How is everyone today? Has everyone had a nice 2 weeks since the last time I streamed on YouTube? Hi. It's funny. I actually was looking for my Dungeons and Dragons t-shirt and I can't find it because I was like, that would be a perfect t-shirt to wear for this video. And I can't find it. Oh, hi! Someone has realized what is happening. Oh my gosh, hi. You have to... Hello, Erica. Hello, Andrea. Hello, Amber. Hi. You're very happy, aren't you, honey? I know. He just came barreling down the steps. Hi. I know. Right? It's like, and I kept looking for, it's somewhere, I don't know where it is. It's somewhere. Like, I just saw it too, and I swore I put it away, and I have so many t-shirts. It didn't. So then I got the Doctor Who kitties, because Doctor Who kitties, you know, the cats of Doctor Who. You got Purring Angel, Clockwork Kitten, Cat, I can't read that one upside down, Catvors, the Sun Parn, the Litter instead of the tortoise. Yeah, no, it's great. Hi. You realize I was gonna go do something. Hey, someone picked up a pattern. So yeah, don't forget, exclamation today if you weren't here whenever I did that. If you want to pick up the D20 pattern with all of the updates, the changes that I made since it was live, you can do that. Now, I worked over the past week on the foundation paper piece patterns. I have gotten 3 more ready to go and finished. I have to get all 11, wait, hold on, no, all 13. 12, 13. I have to get all 13 patterns done before I can email them out to everyone. So I'm slowly working on that. I'm getting them finished. My goal within the next 2 weeks is to get those finished. And then we're going to keep on doing these on Thursdays. So next Thursday, we're going to do the shot. We're going to do the shot. Now, if you donated to my St. Jude campaign in May, you're going to get it free. But if you want it early, it's finished and ready to go. So I'll have it up on my store next week. And you can do that. And then we're just going to keep on going through these patterns. And then whenever I get the mermaid pattern from the magazine, by the way, if you haven't been in my Twitch streams, I have a pattern coming out in Fons and Porter Quick and Easy Quilts. It's being released on June 29th. Today is the 17th, so it's about a week and a half. And I'm waiting for my copy of the magazine. So depending upon how they laid it out, we may do a quilt along. I don't know. I've got to see the magazine first. So we'll pause from the foundation paper piece patterns in order to do that quilt along. So it'll be a lot of fun. Yeah. Oh, and sorry, I was just looking for, it's just got a notification for Apple. Hello, Catherine. How are you today? Hi. Really? He's a very good boy. Are you a good boy? You are a good boy. I know. I also, for those that watch my Twitch streams on Friday afternoons, got a box today from Camelot. It's a really big, heavy box. I think the Halloween and Christmas fabric arrived. And I think it's the baby Yoda and other things. I'm very excited for this. So I will open that up on stream tomorrow. I will open it up. I'm not going to do it right away at 1 o'clock. I'll probably wait until like 2 or 3 o'clock. And we're also doing binding on Twitch tomorrow. So if you want to guess how long it takes me to bind and do any of that stuff, we'll do that tomorrow. Right, Marley? Yeah, I know. Now, for today, we are doing the D20. I'm going to talk about how I don't like my color choices with this because I think my light one is too light. So what I'm going to do is I picked blues this time. And I'm going to do colors that are more closely together. So those are the 4 that I picked. So they get 1, 2, 3, and 4. So I think it'll be more subtle shading. We'll see. We'll see. At least that one you can see exactly what it is. Okay. All right. I'll have someone ping you. That's fine. So I'll get everything because it's Camelot. I know I haven't looked at the bill of lading yet. I just think that's what's in there. So I'll look at the bill of lading. And then I'll get everything added to my website first thing in the morning. And then, yeah. That way it's ready to go whenever I open it up and we can talk about it. Very excited. Very excited. Okay. You ready to get started, Marley? Does Marley want to be stream dog? Yeah. So, and it's working really well doing the intro and outro at the end. Oh, yeah. What do you think? Lighting. I went to Home Depot and I got new things and they're daylight bulbs. So I actually think the lighting is a lot better now than what it was before. Because it was a very subtle lighting before. But yeah, no, I think this is, what? No, wait, Miss Elvain, have you ever filmed anything? You never film things in order. Ever. So yeah, so no, I got the tubes. So now I've got lights and I'm really happy for it. I can actually see things. Alright, so how's the mic? Before I get started, how's the microphone? Is the microphone okay? Yes, Home Depot was able to help Catherine. And it wasn't too expensive. It was like $15 for 2 bulbs. Yeah, no, it wasn't bad at all. Oh, you meant cheat on the unboxing. Well, no, because that's the biggest thing is whenever I unbox stuff, people are like, oh my gosh, I want that. And they have to wait for me to list it. And then they forget. And then I lose a sale. So, it sounds good? Okay, fantastic. Awesome. Oh, all right. Let's get going. Let's do this. Whoops. Did I bump this? Okay, I gotta look to see how far. So I can do that. Okay. Alright. So it goes to there, and then there. Alright, I've got all that stuff. Fantastic. Fantastic. Alright, let's do this. Let me get my pen. Don't forget, if you haven't yet picked this up, if you want to do this with me, exclamation today to download the pattern to do it. It's crooked now? Oh yeah, I guess it is a little crooked. My mat moved. There we go. Okay, my mat is now straight. I fixed this before the stream. Yeah, it's fine now. It's just a touch crooked on the bottom. But it's not a problem. Yeah, I moved the mat by accident after I fixed it. Yeah. Okay. Now you may have noticed with my block that I have already made, my D20 block, that it looks a little off. I've had people tell me that they love it like this, and other people that are like, it's not really shaded too well. I do not like this light color. What I think I should have done is used this color as my light color, and then try to find another one in between this one and this one, between my light purple and my medium purple. As it is, I decided that I'm gonna do the second one today with a little fabrics that are a little bit closer together. So this is gonna be my light, my medium, my regular, and then my dark. So I'm gonna show you how to organize your fabrics, so it's easy to not mix these up, and to do all of that. So first off, print out your pattern, print out the last page. In this case, now it does go a little bit beyond. That's perfectly okay. If it gets cut off a little bit, it's fine. The only thing you really need to make sure that you have is this inner solid line and this 1 inch area right here. I am using some foundation paper piecing paper. If you want some, the link is down below. It is a lighter paper and it's easier to sew. But the key is making sure you set your stitch length at 1.6. In fact, I have not, so I'm going to do mine right now before I forget. And what that does is it perforates the paper enough to make it easier to take it out. I also like to print out this page. Everything else I have digitally on the side. I don't really necessarily need them. But I like this one because I like to check mark the ones I'm doing as I'm going down. Now, normally I will cross off the colors and I'll re-put the colors in, but I have light, medium, regular, dark, and then the black. Oh, and then this is the black that I decided to do for this one. So I could use a lighter background, but I'm like, you know what? I want to stick with the black theme. Let's do that. All right, so the first thing you want to do, like I said, print out your pattern and get this together and pick your fabric colors. Then what we're going to do is we're going to cut all of our pieces of paper out. Now, when you cut your pieces of paper out, oh, I skipped a step. I'm sorry. I can't believe I skipped a step. You want to measure this 1 inch. So make sure you measure this first. Make sure that that is, in fact, 1 inch. If it's not, there's something with your printer. Make sure that you check your print settings, and then you've got that at 1 inch. Now, if you want to resize this block to different sizes, you can by printing it at a different percent. So let's say if you want to make this 50% smaller. So if you want to make this a lot smaller, instead of a 6-inch block, you want to make this a 3-inch block. You want to print it at a 50%, and instead of a 1 inch, it'll be a 1/2 inch. If you want a 75%, then this will show at 3/4 of an inch, and so on. If you want to double the size, then the 1 inch will be a 2-inch block. And so it's just easy math in order to do the percentages. If you need help resizing your block, if you're not sure what percentage you want it at, just shoot me a message. I'll be happy to do the math for you. All right, so now let's cut out our papers. Now, whenever we're cutting out our paper, we want to cut it out so we're not cutting along that dotted line. We want to cut just outside that dotted line, because that dotted line is our trim line later on. So we definitely do not want, there we are, that to interfere. Now, after I cut out my papers, the next step is to cut the fabric out. Now, when I'm cutting my fabric out, I'm going to organize it by piece, because each of these are the different units. So each unit is going to have their own fabrics. So I'm actually going to lay all of my units out at the top. Oops, this one can get cut a little bit better. So I'm going to lay them all out in order. And as I'm cutting my fabrics, I'm going to take those pieces and I'm going to lay them on top of the units. So let me show you what I mean. So, and this is going to be off camera, so you're not going to be able to see it. But up top here, where you can't see, I'm actually going to be doing this. I have my A, I have my B, C, D, E, and F. So I'm going to lay those out so that as I'm cutting my fabrics, each of these pieces, I'm just going to lay on top of the unit that it's going to belong to. And it's an easier organization method so that we can easily find the pieces that we need in order to do that. Okay, so let's take these and move these up, out of the way. And last but not least, before we start cutting our fabrics, we want to organize these. So remember I said this is going to be my light, my medium, my regular, and my dark. Well, I'm actually going to take these and I'm going to set them off camera like this. Light, medium, regular, and dark. So I'm going to have these fabrics off to my left-hand side laid out just like that. That way it's easy for me to see, okay, let's cut my lights, let's cut my mediums, let's cut my regulars, let's cut my darks. And then whenever I'm looking for my pieces to match them up with the right units, I'm going to look over and go, oh, okay, that's the far left, that's the light. And I'm going to keep these in order until I have my block finished. I've messed this up many times and mixed all my fabrics up in the middle of things. So it's just an easy cheating way. Well, it's not really cheating, but it's an easy way to figure things out. So let's go ahead. I'm going to do it this way, and I'm going to cut the light first. So now let's cut our fabrics. So I'm going to speed up the camera. We're going to go super fast while I cut through all my fabrics, because I assume that you know how to cut fabric if you're doing a foundation paper piece pattern. Okay, what'd I miss? Did I miss anything? Oh, Dawn! Hi! How are you, Dawn? You're using, okay, so Amber's using blue and green tie-dyed. Ooh, Amber, I cannot wait to see that picture. You're welcome, Dawn. So, Dawn, we've started to do these on Thursdays. So we're doing all these lives. So if I'm doing a tutorial live on Thursdays, I'm going to give you the pattern. Unless it's with like a standard pattern, a standard quilt pattern. Yeah, don't forget to put the code in to get it for free. Okay. Let's do some cutting. All right, Marley, baby, I'm going to put you down. Oh, Marley stayed in the chair the whole time. Oh my gosh, baby, I have to go over here. I need some space. I know, I need space to work, baby. Okay. All right, let's do some cutting. So this is my light. I just need a 4 by a 3.5 inch piece. I don't have any. No. Sometimes there are little pieces that go with everything for scraps. That's the only problem with these colors, is that I have them set aside for Tetris blocks. And so the Tetris blocks are already organized with all of the colors. But I don't necessarily have used them for previous blocks. But I can for the future. Okay, so 3, this is a 4. Okay, so I've got that one, and that is E1. So that's an E block. Okay, next, medium. And my medium, my largest width looks like 4 inches. So let me cut a 4 inch. Have you been done? Alright, and then I need a 4 by 4, a 3 by 4. Alright, let me get my iron going. So I need a 4 by 4 and a 3 by 4. Okay, I thought I cut this 3.5, and I'm like, why? Okay, that's a 4 by 4. 3 by 4. Alright, so the 4 by 4 is a B. The 3 by 4 is a D. And then that's why, because of 3 by 3.5, it threw me off. I just need to cut it back down again. So yeah, I'm really, really excited for the unboxing tomorrow. It is going to be good. Like, I expect these fabrics to be pretty darn good. And 3.5. Okay, and then this is E. This one. Okay, and then now my regular. Okay, and then the widest is 3. So I'm going to do a 3-inch strip. Here we go. Any issues with the cutting or anything else in this pattern yet? Okay, this is 3 inches. So, let me go for a 1, a 2, okay, so this is a 2 by 3, and that is C. Okay, this is going to be a 1 by 2. Okay, and that's going to be a B. Okay, and B. And this is going to be a 2 by 4. So let me go 2. Okay, and that's going to be an A. Okay. And then next I need a 2-inch and a 1.5 inch. And that's it. That's it for the standard color. Great. Okay, so this one is, that's going to be my 2 by 3. Fantastic. So that's going to be E3. And this is going to be a 2 by 1.5. So I need to trim this down. And that's going to be a D. Yeah, already, look at those colors laying next to each other. Already, I love the way that that moves. I love the way that the colors are blending together. All right, and then my dark. Now, I think I've got, do I not have a piece? Oh, I thought I had a piece. I guess I was wrong. Oh, well. Okay. All right, in this case, 3, 3, 3, I can do a 3-inch. So I'm being as effective because I'm cutting, I'm not using my scraps. I'm cutting it directly from the bolt, as it were. So I'm being efficient and finding what is the thinnest cut that I can possibly do to save fabric. So in this case, it was a 3-inch. All right, so this is going to be a 2, a 4, a 2, and a 2. All right, and the first one was a 2 by 2. Okay, and that's going to be A. This one is a 3x4, and I think this is good. That's a 4, that's a 3. Okay, that's going to be a B. And then 2x3 and 2x3. I think these are both good. 3, 2, yep. And this is going to be a D and an F. Great, now it's time for black. I think this one actually takes the most amount of cutting. Yeah, right, Miss Elvain. Hello, Raider Chris. How are you today? Yeah, no, these are true batiks, Miss Elvain. So these blues, every single blue that I'm using is a batik, except I think this blue. Yeah, this is the only blue that's not a batik. Now remember, you can tell a batik from the way it's been dyed if you have the same exact thing on both sides, if there's no right side or wrong side. Oh, I've got some pieces. Fantastic. Okay, now in this case, 3, 4, okay, 4. Okay. Let's cut a 4-inch piece and go from there. Okay, let's iron this. There we go. I'm doing great. Thank you for asking, Raider Chris. Hello, Erin. How are you today? Oh, Catherine, that's awesome. I love batiks. I absolutely love batiks. It took me a while to understand working with them because they run very easily in the washing machine. So you have to either use a catcher or pre-wash them in order to make sure they don't run. Now don't forget, if you don't have the D20 pattern, or if you got it from the Able Gamer streams, Exclamation Today will get you the updated one that I listed today, and you can get it today for free with the FPP code that I'll turn off after the stream is done. Oh, so Erin, you were saying that that they're going back to no masks unless it's public transportation, and your roommate works at Disney, right? Okay, so in this case, whoops, I had it upside down. Okay, that's a 1.5, and from there, I need a 1.5. This is an A. Yeah, I think that's enough of a difference. I'm just making sure that that black is different enough from the dark blue. Yeah, should I... I'm wondering if I should switch to a different color, because that's going to be hard to see on the tutorial. Okay, so it's still limited capacity, but the next one will be end of July. Okay, and that makes sense. I mean, especially now since it's in the States, it's super easy to get vaccinated if you want to be vaccinated. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. That's what I was thinking, Erica. Because I think that black is just too close. Yeah, let's switch it. Alright. right, so here are our colors. Oh, you know what? I've got this gray. That's like a stone wash gray. I don't know if I like that. You know what I should do? Because these have so much movement in them. I should just do a solid. I should just do a regular solid gray. So we've got that gray. And I've got this gray. What do you guys think? Do you like either one of those? Or should I get some of my blender grays? Because I've got this blender gray that simulates a batik. Okay, so Erica likes the lighter one. Erin likes the darker one. Or I have this one, which is a super dark, almost like a lighter black. Yeah, so the darker has the blue tinge, you're right. So I don't want to go the darker gray, so let me get rid of that. So what do you think? Do you like the light gray, or do you like the black, the light black? Oh, I think Miss Elvain likes the light black. Now remember, there's about an 8 to 9 second delay with YouTube for closed captioning. Yeah, and I think this one looks a lot better because it's lighter and it doesn't blend in more. Yeah, that's why I said that. All right, so Amber, Erin, Erica, what do you guys think? Erica still likes the lighter gray. Because the lighter gray really would make it pop because it is supposed to be the background. Oh, Catherine liked the one I put away. They're all gray. Oh, you like the gray better? Okay. You know what? Let's go with this one. Because I have to make it easy to see for the tutorial video. So that's what I have to think about, and yeah. I know, Erin, but I stink at deciding what I want. Okay, all right, so we're gonna... Yeah, it's for the background. So this is for the black. So here's so this is for this. I was gonna do another black background, but see how it blends into the dark blue? And it's kind of hard to see the dark blue, and it needs to pop. No, Erin, no, this is for the background. This is for background. So we don't want it to blend. Okay, so I'm going to film again. All right. I was in the middle of cutting my fabrics, and I started cutting my black whenever I noticed that it blended really well with this dark blue. Well, that's wonderful if that's what I want. However, this is supposed to be my background, and you can't have a blended background in with your focus piece. So I made the decision to stop cutting the black, and I took a look at some of the other fabrics. And with the help of the live stream, because this was recorded live, we picked the light gray. And I figured this will be a lot easier for this tutorial video as well. It'll show up nicer, and it'll help the dice really pop. So I'm switching on my sheet where it says black. I'm going to cross it off and write gray. And we're going to use this now for the background. So I'm going to speed it up. We're going to finish cutting that fabric, and we'll come back when it's all ready to go and start assembling the pieces and units. Okay. Yep. Yes. It's okay. It's okay when you come in late. It's okay. All right. Let's put this back over here. Let's put you back with the rest of the things. All right, so this is going to be gray. It's funny, I was talking to a bunch of the fosters for the rescue, and I was telling them about how I have the problem of, you know what, I'm just going to cut this, because this is actually 108-inch wide fabric. So I think the widest I need is 4 inches. Okay, yeah, so if I cut right here, I'm good. So I was telling them the problem that I have with gray. Whenever I do a pattern, in the States, it's G-R-A-Y. In the UK and Canada and the rest of the world, it's G-R-E-Y. And so I don't remember how to spell it. And so when I do a pattern, I'll go back and forth. And that's one of the things that Nicole gets on me because I'm not very consistent. I'll go G-R-A-Y, G-R-E-Y, and I'll just keep going back and forth with it. And then she has to go in and fix it whenever she does the pattern itself. Okay, I think this is enough fabric. The more you know. Too bad we can't get GIFBot and things like that to work here on YouTube. Alright, so this is, we're going to do a 1.5. Okay, 1.5 and 1, 2. Okay. And then another 1.5. So I just cut 3 pieces out of that one. So that is trash. That is scrap. So my 1.5s go to A. Hold on. A4. Oh, I see what I did. Okay. I'm like, why do I have all the pieces for that? And then D4. So this is D here, right? Yep, D4. Okay, we mark that off. And then this is a 1.5 by 2. This is a B. So that's B here. Okay. Alright, I'm going to need this because I need a 7.5. Caribbean? Oh, do they say Caribbean here? Yeah, I don't know. It's so weird. The A's and the E's are just weird, and I just don't know. Okay, so I need a 7.5. Okay, let's work with this. And from the 7.5, I need a 3. Okay, and this one's going to go to here. I don't know why I keep turning around. I need to put my bucket here while I'm doing this. Okay, and how wide is this now? This is about 3.5 inches. Oh, good. Let's trim this down to 3.5. And I need a 3.5 by 3.5. Okay, this is a C. Okay, And then a 3 by 3.5. Okay, and that's going to be an E. That's the E there, right? Yep. Okay. Next, I need a 5 by 4. All right, let's see. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So if I go... Oh yeah, I'm going to go 5 inches. Because then I have 2 that need 5 inches. So that I need a 4 and then a 2.5. Perfect. And these can go away. All right, so this one is a B. Oh, wait. I think that was the wrong one. Yep, here's B over here. And then this one's a D. So that's what this one is, right? Yep, that's a D. Okay, and then a 4 by 3. So let's cut a 3. And a 4. There we go. This is what happens when you use 108 inches. But they are the same. Hello, Nick. How are you today? We're talking the gray versus gray. Okay, and then this is F. All right, so let me double check my work before I come back and film more. All right, so this is 4 pieces. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, yep. All right, so that one's good to go. This one has 5 pieces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, that's good to go. Oh, you know what I don't have? I don't have my glue. I need to go get my glue. B has 5 pieces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm making sure I've got space down here. Yep. C has just 2. E has 4. There we are. And F has 2. Fantastic. Okay, let me get my glue. My glue is not where it's supposed to be. Did I move it someplace? Or did it fall down like what happens all the time? Okay. Glue. 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 Okay, I can put those away. Nope. It is not where it's supposed to be. Okay, where is my EPP little basket thing? Down here. Alright. I mean, it's been 2 weeks since I've needed it. Okay. I've lost my glue. Oh, hey! It was up there. Oh, man. That's great. That's great. I found it. I found it. All right, let's do this. All right, so then I need this for trimming. Perfect. Oh, and I need my paper rotary cutter. Can't do anything without that. Great, great. Okay. Let's do this again. All right, all of my pieces are cut, and I did go through and I checked to make sure that the pieces are all there and I'm not missing anything. So now let's assemble all of the pieces 1 and 2 for each of the units. So in the case of A, we want to take A number 1, which is the regular. So I'm looking over here, and it's this one here, the 2" by 4", and it's going to go right there. And what we want to do is put this together, the wrong side to the wrong side. So this is the right side because it has all the color on it. In this case, there is no wrong side because it's a batik. Same thing with the gray, is it's a solid, so it has no wrong side. Now I do have a fabric here to show you what a right side and wrong side is. So on a regular piece of fabric, this is the right side. This is the wrong side. So you see how there's a definite change of color between them? So you want to make sure to put the wrong side against the wrong side here. With a batik, it doesn't make a difference which side you use. You just pick your favorite side and put that face down. All right, so we're going to put this over A number 1, and we're going to center this over A1. Just making sure that the entire fabric is all the way around there, and we have at least a 1/4 inch around. Then, oh, A2 is right here. We're going to find that space between A1 and A2, and I'm going to take this and I'm going to fold this over, and then I'm going to trim this. So we're going to trim that just like that. Open this back up again, and now I'm going to get my A2 fabric. Now my A2 fabric is a 2" by 2" piece. So, yep, it's this one right here. So I'm going to put my A2 fabric, I'm going to line that up. Now you notice how there's about a 2" cut right here. So just go ahead and put that there. Now, whenever you put this fabric on, you don't want to completely center it. You actually want to have it moved more towards the bottom. So let me show you what I mean on the close-up. So you see how there's a little bit of fabric at the top and it's lined up directly together on the bottom? That's because that top area is over top of here. It's beyond that cut line, so it's beyond the dotted line. So we don't need to worry about it. So there's our A unit. So we're going to take this and we're going to set this aside because we're going to sew those in a minute. But I'm going to be efficient, and I'm going to go through and I'm going to combine together all of the 1s and 2s from every single unit. So let's go to our B unit. So here's our B. Our B1 is right in the middle. So B1 is a 3" by 4" dark. So it's the dark one. So 4 by 3, there we go. Let me go ahead and add in. Oh, I forgot to mention how I'm adding this. So I like to add a little bit of fabric glue for that first piece to make sure that it stays in place. If you put a pin in it, sometimes it's hard whenever you're trying to figure out and line up the next one. And sometimes it just slips a little bit. So with a little bit of the water-soluble glue, we do not want permanent glue, just a little bit of water-soluble glue. It allows us to hold it in place and not have any problems at all. All right, so that's B1. Our B2 is a 1" by 2". So it's this one right here. Now, we're going to center this so that whenever we fold this up, it's going to completely cover B2. All right, so B2 is over here. So that would not have completely covered B2. So there we go. It's foundation paper piecing is a lot of back and forth and flipping it. There we go. In order to make sure it's lined up correctly. So here is our B2. Now, if you want to continue using that water-soluble glue instead of pins for these steps, you totally can do that. And then there is the B1 and the B2, how it looks lined up. Let's do our C. Now, our C is easy because our C only has 2 pieces. So our C number 1 is the gray piece. Now again, with my gray, there is no right and wrong side. It is just the gray. So we're gonna center that just like that. And then let's fold this between C1 and C2. Trim the fabric 1/4 inch away from the fold. Open it back up again. And we know there's only 2 pieces, so we know that this one is fine. Now, I'm going to fold this more to the left to make sure that this is going to cover the entire thing. Because when folded, we want to make sure that we cover this area right here. So, if you're not sure if it's going to cover, then do that. Fold it and see how it's going to be after you sew it. So, in the instructions, it says fold it away from C1 so that it completely covers C2. That's what I mean. To test it, making sure that it's going to fit and it's going to work. Okay, now let's go for our D's. Our D1 is the 3 inch by 4 inch medium. So that would be this one. Let's make sure, I'm going to measure it to make sure 4 by 3. Yep, that's it. All right. And here is my wrong side. Remember, with this fabric, I can show you right side and wrong side. We're going to completely center that to make sure that's good. Folding it between the D1 and the D2. Whoops, that's a little bit too much of a fold. There we go. Trimming it. Now, as you're going through these, oh wait, hold on. D2 is the dark. So it is the 2 inch by 3 inch. And I'm going to line this up. Line it up over on that side, just like that. So you see how I was more concerned about covering D2 than I was about lining it straight up with the piece. Just like that. Now, as I was saying, if you have any questions, concerns, or anything at all as you're doing this, please feel free to comment, send me a message. I am more than happy to help whenever I can. All right, so I'm going to double check to make sure this is the light. Yep, that's my light one. So that's my E1. And it's a batik, so there's no right side or wrong side. There we go. And let's center this up. And fold this. Now, if you decide to make an entire quilt just out of D20 blocks, please let me know. I would love to see it. I think this is one of my favorite patterns that I've made so far. All right, and then E2 is medium. Okay, so this is the medium. E2 is a 3 by 3.5. Let's just double check. 3.5 by 3. Yep. Fantastic. This one does have right and wrong sides. So I want to make sure I'm lining this up correctly. There we are. Okay. And last but not least, the F is an easy one because there's only 2 of them. F1, I believe, is the gray. Yep, there we are. And that's it for my glue. Did I not cut this right? 4 inch by 3 inch? Oh, I see. I see what I did. There we are. It goes this way. I was like, how do I lay this out in a way? It's because, look, because I've cut it so far beyond, that's fine. That is totally fine. And so it does line up. Now, with this one, yeah. With this one, if you want to cut this piece a little bit bigger for your own peace of mind, that is totally fine. You can, but the 4" by 3" fits as long as you lay it out like that. Okay, so let's add in our F2. And then we're going to move to the sewing machine, and I'm going to show you how we sew these. Here we are, opening this up. Here we are. Whoops. There's that one. And then this one. Perfect. All right. Let's take these to the sewing machine, and I'm going to show you how we do them. Oh. Oh. Really? So the gray, so anything gray is purple. See, I was always told the gray versus gray is the where you are in the world. Like the US is GRAY, Canada and the UK is GREY. I don't know. I mean, and I had the discussion, everyone in the foster group said, no, gray is GREY. I'm like, okay, okay. Fine, be that way. Oh, I gotta change my foot. I kind of want to buy this song now because Lunu uses it all the time. Yeah, I know. Gray is one of life's mysteries. It really is. Okay. Let's do some sewing. So we're going to sew between the A1 and the A2. Now, whenever I sew this, I like to start on the edge and work my way in. And I have black thread because I was going to use a black background. Do I want to change that? Probably want to change that. Alright, I'm going to change this. Alright, I'm going to start over. So I'm changing my thread. Right? Right? Yeah, you know your country's a little messed up when you have televised issues on your language. Alright, where is... Let's see... Okay, here's the 9240. I'm going to use this. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. I told the kid we're probably gonna go the whole 2 hours with this one because it's a more complicated pattern. Let's sew it. We want to sew between the A1 and the A2. Make sure, again, I'm reminding you, make sure your stitch length is at 1.6. Alright, so we're going to sew this with a straight stitch with a shortened stitch length, and that helps perforate the paper. Now, whenever you sew this, you want to sew at least a 1/4 inch past. That way you really lock those stitches in. You do not need to back stitch when doing this. As long as you start and stop a little before and a little after. So let me show you again here. So we're sewing between B1 and B2. And in this case, I'm going to start about a 1/4 inch away. And then when I sew this, I'm going to go all the way to the edge. I'm going to go all the way to that dotted line and out. And that is what's going to lock those stitches in. When it comes to folding the papers back, I will show you how to do those when we get to it. So let me show you one more. So I'm going to, let me start in this one. This is a little bit easier to start with. There we are. And then I'm going to sew all the way down and out. Just like that. So I'm going to finish sewing the remaining 3, and then we'll come back and I'll show you how we're going to iron them. Last but not least, there we are. Okay, let me trim these up, because by now I'll have stopped the video. Where's my second pin thing? I can only have one pin thing. Oh, it's under my bobbin case. So how's everyone's week so far? I'm very excited. If you weren't here at the very beginning, I got a large shipment from Camelot today. So I'll be opening fabric on tomorrow's Twitch stream. I haven't decided what time I'm doing it yet. I'm going to wait till at least 2 o'clock so that more people can come in and watch it. I'll probably do it at like 2:30. Because normally people come in about 2 o'clock to start playing Puzzle of the Day. So I may do that first. I may do the unboxing first and then do Puzzle of the Day. And then if people pop in after, I can show them the fabrics if they want to see it. Why was last week dramatic? What happened last week? What happened last week? I like how Aaron drops that on us. Ugh. Oh, that's right! I forgot about that because everyone was in court. You thought that you and me had to go to court, but that, yes, that's right. And then the weather happened. Yes, okay, that's right. Now I remember. When we iron these pieces, we always want to iron towards the piece that we've added on. So in this case, we want to iron this towards A2. But first, I'm going to iron this to lock that seam in place. Now, there's a debate, do you use steam, do you not use steam with foundation paper piecing? I use steam. The fabric curls, as you can see. But you know what? That's perfectly fine. I do not mind that fabric curling at all. It's not going to damage the pattern. It's not going to cause any issues. I find using steam gives me a better, crisper seam, and it's a lot better for foundation paper piecing. There we are. Now, in this case, this is our C. This one's done. Our C unit is finished. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to set that aside because we do not need to add any more pieces to that. And then here's our D units. Now, you notice how I have a little bit of fabric showing over here for this D unit? that's perfectly fine because I still have to add D3. So that's going to take care of that little bit right there. And if I look closely, yeah, that little bit is beyond the dots. So I don't have to worry about that. All right, let's take a look at the E. And then the F. The next step I'm going to do is show you how to add the third piece on. And what to do if you have to fold any of the paper back, if you've sewn through the paper. All right. Oh, that's right. Yeah, you still are on call for court. Oh. I forgot the F unit's done too. So the F unit is going to go over with the C unit. All right, so let's take a look at these. We're going to look at A first. We're going to look at A3 first. Now, this is what I was talking about. If you look at that fold line where A2 and A3 is, you've sewn through that area. Well, that's perfectly fine. What you do is you hold on to the fabric with one hand. I'm right-handed, so I hold on with my left hand. And then slowly work that paper off and away from your stitching. Now, as you can see, if you go slowly, you're not going to pull any stitches out. You're not going to leave any paper in there. Once you pull it out enough, you can fold that over. There we are, just like that. There it is. And then we're going to trim this just like we did when we're adding A2 to A1. There we are. We're going to trim that. And now this is our A, so that was our A stack. So that we're adding on our A3, which is a 1.5 by a 1.5. There we are. And it looks just like that. And as you can see, there's my A3 that it's centered over. So A is done. Same thing here. So B2 with B3. I have that little bit I've sewn through right there. So I'm going to hold this with my left hand and hold the thread too. Like as I'm pulling, I'm holding this thread to make sure the thread doesn't come undone as I pull back. And then once that's done far enough, you can fold it over, trim it, and add on B3. And B3 is the 1.5 by 2 inch piece over here. There. It goes this way. So with the B3 piece, probably doesn't make a difference. You can put the 1.5 or the 2.5 side. I think the 1.5 is going to cover it better and set you up for B4. Yep, let's do it that way. I'm lining up the 1.5 side with my trimmed edge. There we are. So B is done. All right, let's take a look at D, because remember C is finished. So we're looking at D. So between D2 and D3. All right, this is what I really wanted to show you. You see how this was sewn all the way off? This one's going to be a little harder. So if you can't get the fabric, the paper completely up from the fabric, you can just do it one side at a time. So you can actually pull back the one side just like this, and then come back and pull back the other side. See how much easier that was pulling back the other side? It's perfectly okay if it's separated. And then whenever you fold this, I fold one side and then I fold the other to match it. Just like that. And then let's trim this up. And this is going to be D3. And D3 is our blue. We went there. There we go. Okay, and then last but not least, E. Okay, so between E2 and E3, same exact thing. We've got that little part right there. So I'm just going to pull this back a bit. We're going to pull the other side back a bit. And then we can fold this. And then I'm going to take this and fold that. So it's okay if you tear the paper. In fact, I have an upcoming pattern where the pieces are so tiny. Let's see, E3 is my regular blue. The pieces are so tiny that I actually kept damaging my paper in my test run, and I had to go back and add tape. It's okay. You don't have to start all over again. If you rip your paper enough where you have to keep going over and over with it, just add some tape. It's fine. It's perfectly fine. All right, so I'm going to go to the sewing machine. We're going to sew between A2 and A3, B2, B3, D2, D3, E2, E3. I'm going to come back, iron them. So I'm going to speed up through all this, come back, iron them, and then we'll get some more pieces added on. Phew. All right. A2, A3. There we go. So if you didn't... Oh, you know what? I don't think I've announced it to anyone yet. I have scheduled my second shot. So I'm very, very excited. I have my second shot scheduled for next Saturday. Now, I am on the wait list of our local shoppers. So if they have a cancellation before then, we're going to get in. So if I hear my phone buzzing, I've got to answer it. But yeah, no, we are booked for next Saturday. And I did not realize the AstraZeneca was a dead vaccine virus. I thought it was an mRNA as well. So that was the first one we got. We got the AstraZeneca. I think the second one we're going to get is going to be the Moderna or Pfizer. So I think we're going to get the mRNA for the second one. Right. Right. I know, right? Like this is whenever everyone calls, is whenever I'm live streaming on YouTube. Seriously. They called last night asking if we could do it today. Like right now. Like for 6:45 today. And I told Mike, I was like, I'll cancel my stream, but he's got ball tonight. Like he actually has ball practice and he was bringing a friend of his that doesn't know anyone on this team. And so he's like, I have to go. Right? Like they called last night and they said, hey, can you come tomorrow night? And I'm like, any other day and night we can do it. We can't do it tomorrow night. I am so sorry. I am so sorry. I can't. And they're like, okay, we'll take you off the wait list. I'm like, no! Don't take me off the wait list. Like, I can do any other day, just not... Yeah. Right? Well, the problem is that he's bringing a new friend of his that's never been there before and doesn't know anyone. So it's like, okay, well, he really does have to be there. And then they were like, well, can you come without him? And I'm like, I'd rather not. I'd rather do it with him. I'd rather get our shots together. That way it's easy for me to remember. Well, oh, yeah, oh, for me, yes. It would be a super, super good reason for me to cancel the stream. I completely agree. Oh yeah, look at those blues. Look at how well those look good together. I'm so happy with these. I like these fabric choices a lot better. Now, the child says she really likes the purple. She likes how it's more defined and you can see it easier. And I'm like, oh, no, it doesn't look good. I don't like it. Here we go. Flip these over. All right, let's add our 4s on. All right, same thing in this case. So we have our A4, so I'm going to hold on to this one, and I'm going to pull back on the paper from the stitching that I just did, and then we're going to fold this entire thing across. There we are. And then trim that. All right, so here's our A4, and this is the last one for this one. Here we are. Let's pin this whole thing down, and there. And there's our A4. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and add the 4s on to B, D, and E. I'm going to sew them and then iron them and then come back and show you what they look like before we add on the 5s. There you go. That's my signal to myself that we're speeding this up. All right, this is B. This is B4. B4 is... B4. Great. Now, a lot of the patterns I do that you can do multiple sides, like you can do 4 and 5 at the same time. Not this one. This one is really one that you've got to do them in order, piece by piece. Okay, and then D, D4, yeah, don't forget, next Thursday, we're going to be doing the shots. Shot, 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 shot. So we're going to do the syringe pattern. Now, and I'm not going to be ready with all the patterns to mail out. So if you have donated to my St. Jude campaign in the month of May, you're going to be getting this one for free anyways. However, I am not ready to email them to everyone yet. So that's going to be one. Who is it? Miss Erin that does all the ones ahead of time? You're not going to be able to do this one ahead of time, unfortunately. You'll be doing it with me. Okay. That way. There we go. Ow. Ah, that was my knee. That was my knee. I keep bumping the mat. I keep bumping the mat. All right. Right, Aaron? Just sit and make them all. That's funny. I still want, if someone does a D20 quilt of just blocks of this, that'd be super cool. Especially if they could embroidered or cross-stitched the numbers into it. Okay. My thing's over there. My nose keeps itching tonight. So anything else going on with everyone? Miss Novena is doing wonderful. She loves going outside. We have nicknamed her Wiggles, or Wiggly Butt, because she does the traditional Dotson, like wiggle, 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 wiggle. Like her entire backside shakes back and forth when she's excited. She doesn't like coming downstairs. She wants to be in a bed under the covers or outside. She wants to be outside all the time. All the time. She doesn't like to come downstairs. I think it's because the first time she came down, she stepped on a pin. I didn't get all the pins picked up, and she stepped on a pin, and I think she associates that with being down here. So, like, she'll come down if she wants to go outside, and is trying to tell me, come let her outside. Yeah. I agree. Under the covers is a good place to be. Plus, we have, like, 50 million beds. Oh, okay, it goes that way. I'm like, I was looking because I had some extra paper over here. I was like, why is that paper showing? Because that whole thing is going to be covered with D5. It's the paper trauma of the, oh my god, my paper is showing. What have I done wrong? Whew. All right, our A and our E pieces are finished. Now, you notice there's a little tiny bit of paper right there for mine showing. That's okay because it's beyond the dotted line. So we don't have to worry about it. So our A and our E, we're going to set over on the side. And we only have one more to go for the B5 and the D5. So at this point, let's go ahead and sew the B5 and D5 blocks on. We're going to iron them. And then I'm going to come back and show you the next step, which is trimming up our units. There we go. Speed it up. Okay, B5. 4x4 blue. So that's this one. Oh, fantastic, Erin. I love Kickstarter dice. You get some of the coolest dice with Kickstarter stuff. I think that's one of the things I'm going to miss. Oh, now I remember what I was going to ask you guys about. Gen Con. So I had a meeting with Nicole this morning about Gen Con for Gen Con Online. I have to submit my classes on Sunday. So, what classes would you want to take from me for Gen Con Online? Now, I am not going to do them on Twitch this year. I may do 1 or 2 for free on Twitch, but for the most part, I am just going to do them on Zoom. So it'll be more private, it'll be better, I can showcase it to people, and I don't have to worry about Twitch. We don't have to worry about any of that stuff. So it's going to be more private on Zoom. So what classes? Obviously, I'll do a Pixel class. I'm going to do I'll do a Bargello class, because people love the Bargello stuff. Should I do the cathedral window? And I'm going to do a YouTube video all about, hey, these are the classes I'm teaching, this is what you can make. Or these are the things you can do. And I'll make the video, and then I'll put it in the submission. So I'll make a video this weekend. So did anyone like the basics class that I did last year? I think I only had 4 people sign up for it. I don't remember. Oh. I actually don't know who that is. Who's Chris Metzer? Yeah, this gray looks better. I like this a lot. Oh, okay, Aaron. Cool. Do you think people would pay to have that class, though, Erica? I mean, I know it was a good class, but... Okay. Our units are sewn. So now we need to trim them. And that's what these dotted lines are. Now, I have a special rotary cutter that I use for paper versus the one I use for fabric. I make sure that it is a different handle so it's easy for me to identify and I don't have to worry about it. So what I'm doing is I'm lining it up along that dotted line and then cutting. And you want to trim this up all the way around. And these are our words. Seam allowances. That's the word I was looking for. These are our seam allowances. So the dotted line is what you're going to see after you finish sewing it. The dotted line is your seam allowance, which is about 1/4 inch. So if you want to measure 1/4 inch from that solid line, you can do that too. There we go. There's D. And then after I trim all of these seam allowances, we'll lay it out and see how it looks. Here we are. Here is A. and by the way, I'm speeding this part up. The because I've already given the instruction. You don't need to sit and listen to this whole thing. Oh, I got, yep, 2 more. Alright, let's see how this looks. Oh, wait. I need to pull up my color thing, don't I? Pull up my color block. So Aaron, the Gen Con online ticket, actually, I believe Gen Con online is free. And the ticket is going to be whatever I charge for it. So most of the classes that I teach are anywhere from $20 to $40, depending upon how long they are. So I normally charge about $15 to $20 an hour. So it depends upon the class, right? So that's why I'm saying I want to get classes that people will want to see. Okay, so FPP, D20, color layout. And this is what I actually have right here. Whoops, not that. That one. No, not that one. Oh, it's what I have on the cover sheet. On the cover of this. Okay. That's what I needed. Okay, let's see how this looks. So I'm looking at my things. C goes here. B4's at the top. B goes there. A goes there. D goes here. So I'm using my color layout and flipping it over the correct way. F and then E. There's my D20. All right, let's sew these together. All right, so where is... So I want to sew... I'm trying to think the orders I want to sew this in. Yeah, so let's sew it these two to these two. So I'm going to sew this to this, this to this, this to this. All right, so here to here. Now, I'm going to start with E to F. Now, you notice how F has got a little bit of a black mark. That means those black marks are meant to hang over. That way, you can see where the lineup is. And then if you take your whole thing and you fold it over at your 1/4 inch, so let me fold this whole thing at the 1/4 inch. You can actually line it up even better. Right there. Perfect. So you see how that lines up just like that with that nice crisp point? So that's what those triangles are for, is so that you know how to center that without any problems at all. So we're going to pin this. Okay, so there is my E to F. Let's pin my C to my D. Now, there are no triangles on this, which is fine. So we're just going to take this whole thing and we're going to line this up. And then if I test this, it looks like that. There we are. Let's pin this. And then we'll do the A and the B. There we are. And then the A and the B. Oh, the B is the one that has the triangles. The black triangles on the side. So the B is going to be the one to flip up over the A. And just take those two triangles and line those up. Just like that for the overhang. And if you fold it back, you can see your seams. Okay, let's move this. There we are. I'm just making sure that everything is lined up the way it is supposed to be. There's that side. Let's do the other side. And then the center. All right, so let's go over and I'll show you how we sew these. Yeah, Gen Con is best con. Gen Con really is best con. It's amazing. It's awesome. I love it. So the way the classes work with Gen Con is they take a cut from everything. So they take a $2 cut from each of my classes, no matter how much I charge. So if I charge $3 for the class, Gen Con gets $2. If I charge $50, Gen Con gets $2. In person, they get $2 for every 2 hours of classes. So $2 is the minimum charge, but if you have a 4-hour class, they take $4. But online, it doesn't make a difference how long the class is because you're not taking their space. So it is where online with GenCon.com. Catherine, you have to take my classes. Mine are Nicole. So Nicole does cross-stitch classes. And I do sewing and quilting classes. You have to, Catherine, you have to come, take one of my classes. You won't be disappointed. It really is all the teacher. It really, really is all the teacher. And Gen Con is the 3rd or 4th weekend of September this year. They've pushed it back a month and a half. Oh, in the before times. And they actually have a physical con this year at a reduced size in Indianapolis. So the physical con is Indianapolis, Indiana. And we will be there next year. We're going to be there in person next year. So we can teach classes and everything in person. I'm very excited for next year. Yeah. But then this year, it's going to be online. Last year, I did everything on Twitch as well as Zoom. Basically, I had a special camera just for Zoom, but then they couldn't see some of the online, and some people audited, which is fine, which is why I did it. So I encourage you. You just didn't get any of the patterns. You didn't get any of the close-up cams, but you got to see if that's something you were interested in. But this year, I'm going to do everything on Zoom because that way I can switch the cameras. I can show people close up things. I don't have to worry about the cameras that are taken from each thing. And it'll be good. It'll be a lot better on Zoom. I may do a free class online on Twitch. I haven't decided yet. Kind of like what we do here on Thursdays for YouTube. So I may do I don't know if we could do YouTube Live. I'll have to check to see if that's an approved platform that Gen Con's doing. All right, let's do this. Now with these, this is a 1/4 inch seam, so you have two options. You can use your 1/4 inch foot, or just like we've been doing, you can sew directly on the line. So I am actually going to use one of my scrap fabrics as a leader and ender for chain piecing. I have a video all on chain piecing down below. And then what this does is it helps seal in those threads at the beginning and at the end. So there's that one. So now I'm just going to take my next one and put that right in there. And you know where to put it into your machine because it's at that point. So it's at that divide. So right here in this dip right here, this is where that needle's going to go, is right in there, and then you have your line. And then if you're sewing this straight, if you're sewing it correctly, when it comes out the other end, it'll also be in the dip. All right, so now we're going to take my scrap fabric, and I'm going to put it back in to free these. Yeah, so Erin, it is, Gen Con is normally a 4-day convention, Thursday to Sunday. Last year, Nicole and I taught classes. Like, I taught 3 to 4 classes a day, every single day. We're getting our class schedules together now. I'm going to work on it over the weekend after I talk to Twitch tomorrow for the classes. And I may make a post tomorrow and ask, hey, you know, which classes do you want to see? So I don't know. It's going to be a lot of fun. But yes, there will be classes Saturday and Sundays. There will definitely be classes on Saturday and Sunday. But yeah, no, I'm like, what? Like, should we do a foundation paper piecing class? You know what? I could give everyone the D20, and we could, you know what? Maybe I'll do that. Maybe we'll foundation paper piece a D20. Oh, how to design a block for a repeating pattern. Now, would that be foundation paper piecing, or would that be traditional piecing? For block design. See, that's something I would probably do in person. Because you don't necessarily need sewing machines for design classes. Alright, so we are ironing these, and I'm going to start out by ironing them to a side. Now, with these, I do like to iron them open. But we're going to iron them to the side for right now, until I take a look at the next piece of what we're doing. There we are. Okay, so for this one, let me look at my sheet again. That's the top. B is there. And then that goes in there. So I want to sew these two together first before doing it onto there. So if I take this and I flip this over. Okay. I've got those. Okay. I think what I'm going to do, and then when I do that, it'll make it easier there. Yeah, I'm going to take my my paper out of D, so then that way it's easier for me to take this block here and flip it over. So I'm taking my paper out of D, and then after I take my paper out of D, I'm going to iron the seam open. And then I can go ahead and take the paper out of the seam here. Let me actually do that first. So I'm taking the paper out of the seam and then ironing it open. And I'll do the same thing for here. I'm just taking the paper out of the seam. It's just a lot easier, I've discovered, if you take the paper out of the seam before you actually do your final ironing. There we are. So I'm going to go ahead and take that out. Now, whenever you're taking it out, I'll have to go get my other tweezers. You may get little tiny bits of paper in there that's perfectly okay. That's why you get a nice pair of tweezers in order to do that. And I'll show you my preferred tweezers when I find them. They're around here somewhere. They're probably hiding from me someplace. I have to find them. I mean, you know how it is. You put things down, you don't know where they go. But you take the tweezers and you pull them out. So I'm going to go ahead and take the paper out of all of the seams, and then I'm going to take all the paper out of D. I'm going to re-iron all of my seams so that they're open, and then I'm going to come back and show you how to assemble. It's over here, isn't it? Yep, there they are. You know what? Yeah, I think I'm going to do that. I think I'm going to do a foundation paper piecing D20 for this. There we go. And it'll be super easy to do that too, because I can have everyone get access to the D20 pattern at the same time they get access to the Zoom class. There we go. Oops. No, you know what? I'm going to wait and show that one on the video. So with the other videos, I used to iron the seams open and then take the paper out. Oh my gosh, do you know how hard that is? Like, I am learning all of these little tips and tricks as I go. Alright, so I found my tweezers. So let me show you this right here. So this is what I mean by getting little pieces of paper in there. So this is why you get a good pair of tweezers, because you can easily get in there and pull that paper right on out and not have any issues at all. So these are my favorite ones that I like. They are Famore 507s. That's because they have an angled edge and they're super sharp. So it's super easy to get in there and get those pieces out. So like here's another one right here. And you can get all of those little bits of pieces of paper out, especially in little places like this, where it's really driven in there. And you really got to get in there. As you see, it just comes right on out of there. All right, so it's quickly. So I'm not going to do that. So I said I was doing that there. So let me iron these seams open quickly. Now, when you're ironing them open, remember I ironed them to the side. I find once you iron it to the side, if you open it up and finger press it, then it's easier to then iron it just like that. So make sure these seams get ironed open, so get the paper out of the seams, because you're not going to need the paper in there anymore. And then get that out of there. Just like that. And there we are. All right, so let's sew these two together. All right, I said I was going to sew it just like this. So we're taking this whole thing and flipping it over. Now, in this case, you want this to line up to here. So you see these two lines? Just like that. So this one's an easier one to line up because you're literally going to take this line and flip it over. And you can even see your sewn line right there. So you see my sewn line? It's going to line up with the one underneath. Just like that. Now, these seams are going the same direction. If you want to re-iron the seam, well, we can't because it's in there. It's fine. These seams in the same direction. This is fine. We don't worry about it. But that is the one you want to make sure lines up. So once that lines up, pin that baby, and then everything else is golden. And that's why you don't have any dark triangles to get it lined up for this one, because that is where you want to line this thing up. Is right along the edge, and everything else falls into place after. All right, so I'm going to go through. I'm going to sew this. We're going to iron it. We're going to come back. And then I'm going to remove this paper from my seam, iron my seam open, and then I'll show you how to sew it to A and B. Ugh. Hey, Kim! Thank you, Kim! Yeah, exactly. So, Aaron, so Gen Con is a tabletop gaming con. It's not a video. It's a completely tabletop. Everything's about Catan, tabletop gaming. So, yeah, so the D20... The D20 will work really well with it. So, yeah, so I think... So, I'll do the D20 foundation paper piecing class for a step-by-step tutorial of, hey, let's do this together. Let me watch you. Let me do all this stuff. I'll just make that one a 2-hour class. I won't do a full 4 hours for that. I'm also going to do a finishing class. So how to finish off your stuff. So how to baste your quilt, how to bind your quilt, all those things. So we'll have a class for that. So I'll do a pixel class. So Kim, I had Gen Con in September. Did I lose my tweezers again? I put them down somewhere, didn't I? Toni, you just had them. You need them. What are you doing? Did anyone see where I put my tweezers? Man. I tossed them in my scrap bin. I was so busy. Yeah. No, these are the other ones. These are the nose pickers. These are the ones I like. Man. All right, where was I? There we go. So yeah, so Kim, Gen Con, I am not doing it in person. I'm doing it online, but I'm going to be teaching quilting classes. Is there any so I'm going to be teaching the Bargello. I'm thinking about teaching the cathedral window. Is there anything that you think that I should teach? Is there any classes that you'd be like, oh yeah, I'd want to take that class? That seems like a cool class. Go. Right? Like, I don't even know how they got there. Last but not least, let's get our AB and get that sewn onto here. Now, it doesn't make a difference. I'm not going to remove paper from either one. It's not going to make it any easier. Now, in this case, it is a perfectly just line up just like that. And I'm going to look at my seams to see where my seams should line up. You know what? Let's open this up. Oh, it looks like they're in there. Okay, so it looks like this seam here and this seam here need to line up perfectly. So let's do that. So let's flip this over. Let's perfectly line up this seam right there. And then let's line up this seam right there. And then everything else follows suit. So we'll put a pin in over there. We'll put a pin in over here. There we go. And then one in the middle to hold that in place. All right, so let's go to the sewing machine. I'm going to sew this line right here. We'll come back. I'll take the paper out of my seams. We'll iron the seam open, and then we'll take a look at the pattern and see how it looks. Whew. Hey, Scott! See, I know you. I knew you would like the Bargello. So yeah, so no, I'm definitely teaching the Bargello class. That one was one of my sold out classes last year when I taught online for Gen Con. So I'll probably offer it twice. But I don't know what else in addition. So I'm going to do a foundation paper pieced D20. Of course, I'll do 2 English paper piece classes where you can pick any kits you want. Yes, Aaron. Yeah, the Bargello is the one that moves and flows. I have a tutorial here on YouTube on how to design and make Bargello quilts, like how they work. All the other stuff behind it. So I've got that on there. So take a look at the Bargello video if you want to see what kind of quilts they are. They're super easy to make, even though you don't realize how easy they are to make. And they're a lot of fun too. They can be very daunting. I forgot to iron this seam open, but that's okay. I will remedy that whenever I go back to the menu. Oh, well, see, and then if you want to do it with me, like, I can totally teach you. That's what the classes are. But yeah, I'm trying to figure out, especially since I don't have to worry about Nicole's classes, because last year we had to bounce them back and forth. So I had to make sure that I coordinated with her for the classes that she did. We're not doing that this year because it doesn't matter. Because we're doing them both on Zoom. We don't have to coordinate live and worry about doing live stuff. Like, I don't think she's doing anything live at all. Like, she does not like live streaming. She likes watching live streams, but she doesn't like doing it. And it was really hard to juggle and balance for her last year, especially since Zoom and Twitch are both camera hogs, and you can't use one camera on both. It's an either or situation. Yes. Okay, so the Bargello is a jelly roll. So I will be using jelly rolls for the Bargellos. Yeah, I was thinking about the next race we're going to do. I don't know if we're going to do one before December. Like, I really want to do a layer cake race. However, I'm planning on doing Dragon Con, so I don't know if we're going to have time. So I don't know. I haven't figured that out yet. Oh, this seam fell apart, but that's okay. And there we go. There's our D20. That was just some gunk. And there's our D20. So that's what I mean about the shading. So you see how with the purple one, it is, it's much more obvious for the shading. This one, it blends in a lot better with the different ones. Really? Thanks, Adobe. All right, starting over. And there's our block. So I still have to take the paper out. I showed you how to take the paper out though, so you can take the paper out as you are. You also have to square this up to 6.5 inches. But I wanted to show you the difference between these. So you see how with the purple one, it's more obvious with the different fabric choices. With this one, it blends in together. So it's a lot better shading. I think it's cooler as a D20. At this point, your finishing options. You can leave it just like this, or you can add your numbers in there. I find it's a little bit too small of an area for applique letter numbers. However, you can embroider some numbers on there. You can cross stitch some numbers on there. You can hand embroider some numbers on there. Or you could use stickers. Why not stickers? Oh, you know what you could do? You could add bling. Bling numbers. Bling numbers on your D20. So, of course, this one right here is going to be number 20 because, you know, we're going to get a nat 20 on this. And that's our D20 block. So, thanks. You like the option of the numberless? I don't know, Miss Elvane. It gave me a pop-up saying that you can now stream live through Adobe. Yeah, see, and that's completely understandable, Scott. Although I am planning on doing Dragon Con in person. Like, it went up to like a 90% chance now that I'm getting my second shot next Saturday. Oh! A paint pen! That's a great idea, Amber. I love that idea. Okay. Do not look at the upper right hand. Oh, you know what? Yeah, it is that one. Okay. Yeah, don't look in the upper left hand, the upper right hand corner. Oh, actually, you know what? Let's do this. Let's turn it off so I don't make you sick, and then I'll turn it back on when I'm over there. So I still have to film my opening and my closing. Oh, sorry. Mic check. you go. No, I turned it off. No vomit cam. No vomit cam. I turned it off. I turned it off. Okay, alright. This camera can go off. Let's unplug all of you and you. And then take you away so that I can move. See the behind the scenes look of filming all of this stuff, right? There we go. All right. This is, okay, yeah, close your eyes if you don't like vomit cam. Oh, I gotta fix that arm. Get in there. Ugh, stay. Okay, and then oh, wait, wrong one. Wrong one. Wrong one. That one. And then that one. There we go. Okay, how's that? Okay, that's good. Oh yeah, did I show? Oh yeah, the carpet. I got the big old rolls right there. I got the big old rolls. The big old rolls. Rolls. What? We'll do that. And then I'll move that over. There we go. Yeah, it's level. It's good. Fantastic. Oh, God. Yeah, but doing this in 3D. Ready? Let's do this. Oh, here, I got pause music. That's right. I know I've gone over. Miss Elvin, if you have to leave, leave. I don't think you have WoW tonight, though, right? All right, first up. Hi, I'm Toni, and today we're going to make a D20 block. The D20 is my favorite die of them all, and I created a pattern so that you can express your love for this amazing die. You can get the pattern off of my website, and this video is a step-by-step tutorial to show you exactly how we're going to put this baby together. So let's get to sewing. Okay, good. Okay, well I know that's 5:30 to 7:30 is what I've scheduled you for. Erin, you may want to wait to see what the fabric tomorrow is. Because you may get even more fabric. Just saying. Just saying. And that's the D20 block. I really like the way that this one turned out versus my original one. Like the blues just... I think I'm going to have to put some numbers on here. Someone on the YouTube Live suggested paint pens or fabric pens. Just write the numbers in there. You don't have to do anything hard. Finish it off with paint with actual fabric pens. Hopefully, this video helps you make a D20 block. If not, I'm sorry. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like this video, follow my YouTube as well as Instagram, Twitter, Twitch, where I stream live, as well as YouTube. My schedule's on all my other social medias. Instagram, TikTok for my foster dogs. All my Quite Nerdy Quilters Facebook group. I've got a Pinterest, but I don't really do anything with it. Just all the social medias. Just look me up. I'm Quiltoni on everything, except for Instagram. It's Quiltoni Quilts. But all the links are down below. And thank you. Thank you so much for spending time with me. There you go. That's my ending. All right, ready? Ready for stupid faces? Okay, that's enough. I should be good. Oh, the faces. Oh, the faces. Oh, yeah, you like, and you see how it's fading? It's fading just a touch. Look, I missed a little spot back here. Yeah. It is, it turned out, it's fading nicely, isn't it? So, and red is the next color that we're doing. I don't know. I mean, I got my, my guns are not as nice as they used to be. They're more flabby guns. Since I haven't been doing conventions and lifting all the things and doing all the things. All right. Oh, you like how I'm upside down in the upper right-hand corner? All right, let me turn that baby off. Because then that way we don't get sick looking at upside down Toni. Cuz I actually invert it for the mat. So, thanks guys. That's it. That's our D20 block. So, next week, join us, and we're going to make a shot block, the syringe. So it's going to be the medical shot block, which is fitting considering I'm getting my shot the Saturday after. Celebrate getting the shot. Celebrate. Thank you. Thank you so much for being here. I'm going to edit this video, get it up, hopefully get it up early. And yeah. I appreciate every one of you. I'll be back next Thursday from 5:30 to 7:30. And tomorrow on Twitch, I'll be doing an unboxing of new fabrics. Thanks, guys!